Hello everyone, Andrew Smith over here in Papua New Guinea. We just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what's going on with Anna and myself. Anna's currently not here, she's at work at the clinic, and so I'll just be giving the update myself. But then also in this video, we wanted to give a little bit later an announcement of a little bit of a development in our ministry that we want to share and we're excited about, and I'll get to that shortly. But Anna and myself, we arrived here in Papua New Guinea in 2022. And we've been here for nearly 3.5 years on the field. And we just want to say thank you so much for all of you that have been supporting us through finances and prayer. It has been a tremendous blessing to us to have the support of all of you guys back in the United States that are keeping us on the field. And just for 3.5 years, you guys have been so faithful. And so I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much. It has been a huge blessing to us. For the last 3.5 years, I've been flying the airplane like one of the ones behind me here, and it's been awesome. I've really enjoyed my time here, just growing in my aviation abilities and just seeing the beautiful country that Papua New Guinea is with the waterfalls and the airstrips and the ocean. It's an absolute beautiful place. And it's also just a great opportunity to be able to be a part of the church planting that's happening here in Papua New Guinea, and just seeing so many different ministries around this entire country, from dropping off missionaries for the first time into brand new airstrips, and they're just surveying to see, is this where the Lord is calling them to start a new ministry so that those people can hear God's word, to dropping off missionaries that have established their location and now they're building their houses and now moving in to learn the language, to learn the culture, and dive into building those relationships that will hopefully bring fruit in the future when they preach the gospel, to partnering with flying in missionaries that have churches that are established, and the joy that it is to meet new Papua New Guinean believers and experience flying them around to conferences to encourage each other. One of those places, Denungat. I've actually brought Anna there, and I fly there quite regularly. In fact, I was there just today, this morning when I was flying. And there'll be a video that we'll put, it's just a prayer for the Denungat, and you can kind of see what's going on in that church. But just solid guys that love God, that know His word, that are excited to teach God's word. And just what a privilege it is to be a part of that ministry and to see lives that were completely changed, and because of what the gospel has done for them. And so just being excited to work with those ministries, to also flying to support ministries that have come to completion, where God's word and the Bible has been translated. There's a church and the missionaries have completed God's word and have handed it to the people. And we're continuing to use the aircraft to fly in, support those ministries, again, bring people, Papua New Guineans, together for conferences, for the encouragement of the body of believers. And it's just been a tremendous experience that I have truly enjoyed being here in Papua New Guinea and serving in this capacity. And I just want to thank you guys for giving us that opportunity. Anna has been working in the clinic and just using her gifts and abilities in just healthcare and understanding the body and medicine to be a blessing to missionaries. And she's even come on some medivacs, but then just helping people on a regular basis that are in Papua New Guinea, where it's a harsh environment. The jungle is not a great place for the body. It is hard. People get sick, little cuts just explode. And just that she's been able to bless missionaries and encourage them with taking care of their physical well-being, but then also just enabling them to stay long-term in Papua New Guinea to facilitate all the ministries that are going around. And so it has been tremendous. Again, please watch that video of the Denungat Church. It is exciting to see and hear what's going on there. But anyway, so we've been here for 3.5 years, and in that time, one of the things that I have experienced is that we have been short-staffed, specifically in the pilot realm, also in mechanics. It's a lot of work, and it's just a lot for a small group of people as we're trying to support so many different ministries. And as we look to come back to the States, so we've been here for 3.5 years, and in March of 2026 will be 4 years, and we're looking to come back on furlough. And so there is something that we wanted to announce, that there will be some extra training that I'll be participating in while back in the States. And I wanted to explain a little bit of why we're changing a little bit in direction. But first of all, right behind me, we have the Kodiak airplane, so fixed wing aircraft. And it has been a tremendous tool, and it has a great value in serving mission work here in Papua New Guinea. However, one of the things that we're seeing is that one, airstrips are really hard to build. They're hard to maintain. We're landing in the jungle, and an airstrip, even though they're short from a pilot's perspective, it's still pretty a large grassy field where the jungle's trying to take over. It's a lot of work to maintain it. And so we're seeing a decline in new airstrips being built for new locations where ministries are starting up. And we're also seeing a decline in airstrip maintenance, and airstrips are closing all around Papua New Guinea. Now, does that mean the airplane is not a great tool for this country? Absolutely not. We will continue to use the airplane for many, many years to come, because it's the ability to haul a lot of cargo and the speed and all those things combined. It is a great tool and is absolutely needed for ministry here in Papua New Guinea with Ethnos 360. So, I've enjoyed flying the airplane to all these different bush locations. However, when we do come back to the States, we've been given the opportunity to have some more training in a new type of aircraft, and that is helicopters. So in Papua New Guinea, we operate 2 R-66 helicopters, just like the one right behind me. And we currently have a third one on order that is currently being manufactured in the United States and will hopefully be coming to Papua New Guinea in the next year or so. And so Anna and I, in March of 2026, will have been in Papua New Guinea 4 years. So we plan to actually come back to the United States in January, just a few months shy of reaching the 4-year first term mark. And we will be coming back in January of 2026 to have a time of furlough or home assignment, and basically a time to reconnect with you guys, to be able to have some face-to-face time to share what the ministry has been like here, but also to catch up with you guys, what's going on with your lives back in the United States. But during that time, we're going to be mixing it as well with helicopter training. So we get back in January. In February of 2026, Anna and I will move to Arizona for several months to begin the initial process of getting my helicopter license and begin the training. And then we will be kind of going in and out of training and visiting supporters for the next year and a half to 2 years of being in the States. So we plan to be in the States from January 2026 to October-ish of 2027, which is a long period, but that will be combining again home assignment, connecting with supporters, as well as the helicopter training. So why are we going into the helicopter training? Again, my experience has been that we've been short on pilots, and so we've had at times had to refuse flights because we didn't have enough airplane pilots or we didn't have enough helicopter pilots, and depending on what the needs the missionaries had determines which tool we're going to use. And so just being able to have the ability to operate both will give myself the flexibility to serve the aviation department and in the long run our missionaries in more ways that hopefully will facilitate getting the job done that they need for their ministry specific. So right now my experience has been flying the airplane, and we use the airplane to get a lot of the cargo to an airstrip that either has been built by another missionary years ago or a government built or whatever. But usually that's not the final destination for our cargo or for our missionaries, because the unreached peoples of today are further in the jungle, further in the mountains, and they're harder to reach. And the helicopter is proving to be a very good, useful tool in getting that last bit to where those people are. And so we land the airplane, we unload our stuff, and then we load it into the helicopter, and the helicopter is the tool that gets it to where it needs to go. And just having the flexibility to be a part of that happening when needed. We think that this will be a great move to get that training and allow us as a couple to be more used by the department here of aviation in Papua New Guinea and to serve our missionaries. We've had conversations with our leadership in the aviation department, and they agree that this would be a good step moving forward. We've also had conversations with our sending church and wanted to get their blessing of, hey, do you think it's okay for us to extend furlough and to go into this extra training? And through talking with our sending church, we've all agreed that this would be a good step moving forward to continue to be relevant in the ministry needs of aviation here in Papua New Guinea. Now, for some of you guys that are supporting us that are pilots, you know that, hey, jumping between an airplane and a helicopter is much easier said than done. We as an organization are aware of that. We know there are some things to consider when doing that, and there's a lot of procedures, a lot of stipulations, and just requirements to be able to do that. And we're not talking about jumping daily, but for time periods of being able to operate the helicopter for a time. And then when the need for airplanes is more and we're short on airplane pilots, then jumping back to the airplane and things like that. And so those considerations have been made. But just the helicopter is a tremendous tool, and we've been given the opportunity to go back and do the training, and we think moving forward it will be a huge help in us being able, through us together and your support and us being here, to serve the overall goal of seeing the isolated people of Papua New Guinea reach with the gospel. So we just want to again thank you guys so much for your support. So much for your prayers, and we look forward to seeing many of you in 2026 and in 2027 as we're coming back to the States, and we're excited to reconnect, and we're excited to keep moving forward and just seeing how the Lord will use us in Papua New Guinea to reach the lost with sharing God's word through using aviation and the medical clinic, as what Anna's doing there, and just her help in that field as well. But anyways, we thank you so much. I do encourage you, go check out that video about Denungat, see what's going on in that church and seeing how the Lord is changing lives there. It's really exciting, and that's what we're here for. And so I encourage you to watch that video. But just thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.